Joe, now, Joe, tell everybody you're with New York Martial Arts Academy. Tell everybody about it and where it's located, if you would, please.
It's 147 Woodbury Road, Huntington Village.
Right, and it's a beautiful studio. If you've never had the opportunity, we're going to actually go there.
Let's.
Helen and I are going to fight.
Ooh,
right?
Can I watch?
We're going to fight, Helen. You and I.
I'll watch.
I'm taking you on.
I might show her something that would embarrass you.
I would.
Oh!
I would let Lisa do it, but she's selfish and went to Florida and didn't spend the holidays with us.
You too,
and
Lisa.
Left me here all by myself and everything like that. Yeah. So, Joe, what are we talking about today? What's your self-defense advice for today? What are we talking about?
We're talking about awareness in the mall. People are shopping now.
Okay.
And we have all devices. I really would encourage the parents and the children to, when they're walking in the mall, to even the parking lot, that there's people out there that are going not to be thinking of shopping. They're going to be thinking of, who the weakest people are to jump. And the worst thing to have is looking at the mobile devices, and the children are looking at the mobile devices, and when you put your head down and there's somebody within 10 feet, by the time you raise your head, someone's going to be on them right away. Almost like you're driving and you're tweeting, and I see people, behind me, as you know, all of you seen people driving and they're using their mobile devices, and all of a sudden they're crawling up your bumper because they realize that you were there, and you had like about 100 feet from them. All of a sudden they put their head up and they just realize that they got a brake.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much the same parallel. If you have somebody within 10 to 15 feet, they could be at your child in about like 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh, my God.
And it takes about 10 seconds to have a child abducted. All they have to do, and I've demonstrated this at the studio, to grab a kid by the collar and grab him in a certain way that they can't fend, because they're grabbing the back of the jackets they're wearing now and pulling them away from the parents who are maybe on the mobile devices.
Mm-hmm. Scary.
Wow.
Very scary.
Just watched a movie with Halle Berry, Kidnap. Have you seen it?
I just watched the Elizabeth Smart documentary.
Wow.
There's a lot of good ones out there. Yeah.
Scary.
They just had a thing on the other day about that young girl, Sarah Good, that was killed.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually spoke with the family members and literally gave them the direction and where she was, and that's actually where they found her. It was really sad. I actually went to the funeral, the funeral home, and spoke with them. And I did mention that the person that was involved was a young man that had these intense eyes, and that's the man that killed her, sadly. He's in jail now, thank God. Yeah.
Joe, I have a question. You're talking about when people are going through the parking lot and they're looking at their phone. That once happened to me. I wasn't on my phone, but I felt like I was being followed. I turned around and I screamed at the guy. I said, "What do you want?" And then he went the other way. Do you agree I did the right thing?
Yes.
Okay, because
they don't want to be noticed.
Okay.
They always go for the easier mark.
Oh.
Doesn't
Well,
matter
I don't
what
think I'm an
situation.
easy mark.
But they always go for the easier mark.
Okay,
And you
okay.
were not an easy mark, and you made
Yeah.
it difficult for them.
Yes.
And they do not like being noticed, so that
Yeah.
you did the right thing.
Yeah, I was kind of scared after I did. I said,
Well, I'd be
he went whoop, but I felt like I did the right thing, but I was scared when I think something's off. When your intuition's going, someone's behind me here. And he was about, I'd say about 25 feet away, but yet I did
get
turn
that.
around.
You get that insight.
What do you
25
want?
feet is 25 feet from here to the chair there.
That's a little too close for me.
You can cover the distance in about 2 seconds. Even a person who's not fast, they can run to you within 2 seconds.
Good. I feel a little
Joe,
better about
since you
that.
do
'cause
so
I thought it
much,
was kind of dumb.
with this, I read something this morning in the news today. I wasn't going to bring it up, but it has a lot to do with, what's going on out there. There's a veterans home out here locally. Okay,
Right.
One of the veterans beat the living life out of another veteran.
Okay.
Okay. Where were the people that were supposed to be watching them? This bothers me because I know there's a lot of sadness around this time of the year.
Sure.
A lot of pain,
Sure.
just a lot of what's going on.
Sure.
I was literally going to bring it up this morning, but I chose to go to the positive with the young man, the young veteran donated his $20 and made a big plus. It bothers me because so many of them are going through so much sadness right now because the holidays brings out the worst and the best.
Yes.
Yes. And it what can be done in a scenario with that? Have you ever thought of working with some of the veterans that that may need some positive energy?
The holidays bring out the best and the worst.
Yeah.
The fact that there's more stress.
Oh God, it's terrible.
And that half of that is stress and just people not just when you're in a stressful situation or you're angry, you just don't see things don't see things the right way. And we all tend to do really dumb things.
A lot of sadness.
And
it so bothers me.
everything.
It so bothers me. Yeah. But
Joe, does some of your self-defense courses teach you how to avoid, and I hate to say the word, but blacking out? But you just said, when you're stressed out, you don't see as clearly. Does some of your self-defense teach you how to avoid that?
It's scenarios. Could be role playing. I have the children face each other. One could be yelling. One could be attempting to grab and bully them, like we role play like in a school. They're in the hallway. They're in the locker room, and they actually go through acting and role playing, and they're shown exactly what to do to stay away, keeping the proper distance, keeping the hands up, the proper tonality, and immediately going to a teacher or somebody in charge. But you have to practice that. Just like anything else, you got to be prepared. And in my classes, we just show proper distances and stuff. We spend about 5 to 10 minutes in class just expressing proper distance, or like you as Helen, you yelling, people yelling or anything like that. Anything that you do, you have to practice it. You have to practice it, and you have to practice it several times, and you have to get comfortable with it.
And you also have to put don't be afraid to tell anybody, because
right.
You can fight and defend yourself all you want, and you might have the skills, but you mightn't have the the skills to tell someone about it. And that's parents at home maybe don't know what's going on with the kids' lives at school.
That's a real good point, because you can do something for a couple of seconds and hurt someone, but if you don't know how to handle the situation around the whole scenario. What happens in 5 seconds to someone, what you do to them in 5 seconds, they have to know about the consequences. They have to know about before after, what to do, what not to do. That just showing the technique is only really about 10%. The other 90% is the preparation and what's after that.
Yeah.
So, Joe, what do you feel the best way to be on guard? Like if you go into the mall, what for young children, for teenagers, for college, for all of us, for seniors, for all of us, what do you think is the best way to be on guard?
Keep your head up, keep erect, keep your cell phone close to you.
Okay.
Like this, but keep your head erect and look around. If it's crowded, you turn the cell device off. And the reason I'm holding it like this is because if you hold your phone a certain way, there is ways you can use the phone for protective measures. Yeah.
Yeah. What about
could
yelling?
Really give somebody a really nasty hair day.
What about yelling? Just getting it out there.
You could yell and hit their nose at the same time.
Interesting.
So this way, people are watching them getting their nose popped.
Yeah.
Can you download the app and press it, and then out comes a knife?
I was like, that carried away.
Record it and sell tickets.
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow. But there are ways of using the device, and there's common things that you can do with anything in your hand immediately, which you have to, of course, practice it with confident instruction. But these are things that are based on how you walk. These are nothing that's complicated.
Yeah, so you're normal.
I teach something that's very simple that anybody can do.
Yeah.
I taught a person in a wheelchair in 1976 that was accosted by 3 people.
Oh my God!
In 1976, and the next time one of those people jumped him, he took the hand the right way and he dropped him right to the concrete. And
really,
never
good for him.
Again.
Yay!
Soke Joe, as our guest, would you like to offer some parting thoughts, sir?
Be grateful. Learn how to listen to people. Give people some space. Give people some kindness. You don't know what kind of a day they're going through. We're all entitled to a bad day and a good day. When you catch them on a bad day, realize that they also have good inside of them, and just be kind.
I agree.
That's right.